downtown Los Angeles, nestled among the hustle and bustle of the city, stands a building with a history as dark as it is fascinating, the Cecil Hotel. Opened in 1927, the Cecil was originally built as a luxury destination for business travelers and tourists. Its grandiose lobby and architecture were symbols of a thriving Los Angeles. But as the Great Depression took hold, the hotel's fortunes fell. Over the decades, the Cecil morphed into a budget hotel. Its clientele changed, and so did its reputation. Today, the name Cecil Hotel is synonymous with tragedy, mystery, and an unsettling number of deaths. If you're intrigued by stories of mystery and eerie coincidences, be sure to like and subscribe to Talescape for more gripping true crime stories. One of the most infamous events that solidified the hotel's dark reputation is the disappearance and death of Elisa Lam. In January 2013, Elisa, a 21-year-old Canadian student, checked into the Cecil during her trip to Los Angeles. Like many other budget-conscious travelers, Elisa stayed in the hotel's shared accommodations, unaware of the building's sinister history. But soon after her arrival, things took a chilling turn. On February 1st, 2013, Elisa went missing. For weeks, no one knew where she was. That is, until a disturbing piece of evidence surfaced, a surveillance video from one of the hotel's elevators. In this now famous video, Elisa is seen acting erratically. She enters the elevator, presses multiple buttons in rapid succession, peeks out nervously into the hallway, and steps back in, as though trying to avoid someone, or something. At times, she seems to be speaking to an unseen figure, her body language confused and panicked. Then, just as mysteriously as she appeared, she vanishes from the video. For weeks, there was no sign of Elisa. But as time passed, guests at the Cecil began to report issues with the hotel's water supply. The water was discolored, had a strange taste, and the pressure was unusually low. When maintenance workers investigated the source of the problem, they made a grisly discovery. Elisa's body was found in one of the hotel's rooftop water tanks. How she got there, and why, remains one of the most enduring mysteries of the Cecil Hotel. The hatch to the water tank was closed, and the tank itself was difficult to access without help. Was it an accident, foul play, or something even more mysterious? Elisa Lam's death quickly became an internet sensation, spawning countless theories and debates. Some speculated that Elisa, who had struggled with mental health issues, had suffered a psychotic break that led to her tragic demise. Others pointed to the eerie circumstances, including the disturbing elevator footage, and suggested supernatural involvement. The discovery of her body in such a strange location only fueled the speculation. While the official cause of death was listed as accidental drowning, many still believe that the full truth behind Elisa Lam's death has never been uncovered. But Elisa's story is far from the only dark chapter in the Cecil's history. In fact, the hotel has been the site of at least 16 documented deaths, ranging from suicides to murders. One of the earliest tragedies occurred in the 1930s, when a young woman named Dorothy Purcell gave birth in her room, not realizing she was pregnant. In a state of panic, she threw the baby out of the window, believing it to be stillborn. Dorothy was later found not guilty by reason of insanity, but her actions added to the hotel's growing reputation for violence and despair. Throughout the 1960s and 1970s, the Cecil became a hotspot for drugs, crime, and prostitution. It was during this time that the hotel earned its most notorious guest, Richard Ramirez, better known as the Night Stalker. In 1985, Ramirez was in the midst of a brutal spree that left Los Angeles in fear. During this time, Ramirez reportedly lived at the Cecil Hotel. He would return to his room after committing unspeakable acts of violence, sometimes discarding his soaked clothing in the hotel's dumpsters. His presence at the hotel only cemented its legacy as a place of death and evil. But Richard Ramirez wasn't the only serial to call the Cecil home. In 1991, Jack Unterweger, an Austrian serial killer, checked into the hotel. Unterweger, who had previously been convicted of murder in his home country, had become something of a celebrity after being released on parole. His stay at the Cecil coincided with a series of brutal murders in Los Angeles, in which several women were found strangled. Unterweger was later convicted of these murders, adding another layer of infamy to the hotel's history. Despite its violent past, the Cecil Hotel attempted to reinvent itself in the 2000s by rebranding as Stay on Main, a more youthful, trendy hostel aimed at tourists. But even with a new name, the hotel's dark legacy continued to haunt it. The Elisa Lam case only reaffirmed that the Cecil was a place where bad things happened. In 2021, the hotel was the subject of a documentary series, Crime Scene: The Vanishing at the Cecil Hotel, which reignited interest in its disturbing history. The series examined not only Elisa Lam's case, but also the hotel's long-standing connection to death and tragedy. It left viewers with one burning question: is the Cecil Hotel cursed? What is it about the Cecil that seems to attract so much misfortune? Could there be something more sinister at play? Or is it simply a case of bad luck and coincidence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching Talescape. Be sure to subscribe for more chilling true crime stories that will leave you questioning the darker side of history.